A warm greetings to my dear lecturer, Madam Jayashree. My name is Anushri Badmnathan, matrix number 01DKA19F2013. Today, my friends and I are going to present you about traverse surveying and how to handle the equipments in the surveying as well as the calculation from the data collected. So let's begin with the introduction.
What is traversing? Traversing is a form of control survey that requires the establishment of a series station that are linked together by the angles and distance. So traversing is a method of control survey to establish the control points. And a traverse must be start with the control station, which is known as a coordinate, and it is a method of transferring the coordinates. The angles and the distance are measured by the total station. So the traverse is designed, and the procedure of the computing and adjusting is a traverse. So a traverse is a series of straight lines that used to connect a series of selected points. So these selected points are called traverse stations, where the distance and the angle measurements are made. So the relative position of the traverse station are then computed using some coordinate system. A measurement of the straight line and horizontal angle from one point to another using total station. So the sides can be expressed either polar coordinates or as a regular coordinates.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Nur Afifalina binti Nur Zarimi. My matrix number is 01DKA19 F2019. So there are two types of traverse surveying that we are going to focus on today, which is the open traverse surveying and closed traverse surveying. So let's look at the open traverse surveying first. So for open traverse surveying, the traverse does not return to the starting point and another total station. So it creates like a open space, and it also consists of a series of connected links. So as you can see at the figure, the traverse is in a open condition, and that is why it is called open traverse surveying. So for the closed traverse surveying, it returns to its starting point and other location, which is already known as the closed traverse surveying. So as you can see at the figure shown, it creates like a shape because the traverse returns to its starting point. So that is why it is called as closed traverse surveying.
Coordinate system are the points on the surface of the earth or a planet that can be accurately positioned by taking the measurement to known a stable point of reference. So there are two methods of referring the point. One is rectangular coordinates, another one is polar coordinates.
Hi, my name is Cik Nur Shahibah binti Cik Ghazali, matric number 01DKA19F2016. This is the objective of our report. First, to determine the relative position of any objects or point of the Earth. Second, to determine the distance and angle between different objects. Next, to prepare a map or plan to represent an area on a horizontal plane, and to develop methods through the knowledge of modern science and the technology and use them in the field. And last, to solve measurement problems in an optimal way. This is the equipment that we use. First is tripod. A surveyor's tripod is a device used to support any one of a number of surveying instruments, such as theodolites, total stations, levers, or transit. So this is the option that have in the tripod. First is head. This shows the head of a surveyor's tripod with the hollow mounting screw in the opening. And second is foot. The platform is used to push the spike into the ground. Above the foot is the head adjustment. This is the procedure or how to set up a tripod. First, when setting up your tripod, the legs should be pulled gently apart and spaced in the shape of an equilateral triangle. Second, with the tripod legs spaced apart from each other, the points of each leg should be pushed into the ground to create a sturdy, stable support system for the tripod. Next, when making sure the tripod is level, adjust the head to make a flat surface before attention any sort of laser lever or measuring tool. Next, after the heat of the tripod is level, is it important to properly seat the leads. Never bend the leads. And push the leads into the ground gently at an angle. And last, when using an adjustable lead tripod, make sure the leads are clamped at the appropriate height for the users.
Okay, what is total station? So let's look at the total station. Total station is equipment in surveying designed for measuring horizontal and vertical angles. It is a combination of electronic theodolite and electromagnetic distance measuring, known as EDM instrument. So total stations measured angles, distance, and coordinates to provide the surveyor within a precise description of a piece of land and its features. So let's look at the parts of the total station. These are the front view and back view of the total station. It consists of handle, collimator, leveling foot screw, base plate, horizontal motion screw, eyepiece, display, and focusing screw, and vertical motion screw. These are just some main part of this total station. So the total station is the prime tool to conduct this survey. So make sure handle the total station carefully. Remove the total station from the carrying case and secure it to the top of the tripod with the secure it with the centering screw while bracing the instrument with another hand. Perform the centering by adjusting the optical plummet. So adjust the leveling screws to the center the survey point in an optical plummet crosshairs over the center of the stick. So loosen the horizontal clamp and turn the instrument until the plate level is parallel to two leveling foot screw plate. The total station needs to be placed vertically above the point to be measured by the leveling using the tubular spirit bubbles to keep the instrument level.
Optical plummet is component of a trip light, which is used to attach a theodolite. So optical plummet is a device on some transits and theodolites to center the instrument point in place of a plumb bob which move in a strong wind. And this optical plummet has either bullseyes or crosshair for positioning the instrument over a survey marker or ground control point. So to make it easier, the optical plummet is to focus on the object that you are currently surveying. Next, we have a glass tubular level vial. So this glass tubular level vial is spirit level, bubble level. This glass tubular level vial can be found in a spirit level, bubble level, or simply a level. So this instrument is designed to indicate whether the surface is horizontal, level, or vertical. So we can find the glass tubular vial on the total station. There are two, which is a circular vial and a horizontal tubular vial. So the function of this glass tubular vial is to make sure that the total station is in a stable condition. It is in 90 degree and not in a 45 degree or 35 degree. So you have to make sure that the bubble stays in the center, and make sure that all the instruments are in a stable condition and in a 90 degree position.
So a total station may not be in a perfect adjustment, and the lines and the plane should be checked. So to minimize the error as much as possible, an angle is measured and a number of times with the instrument face left and face right. So the reading and angle of face right and face left will eliminate the errors due to non-adjustment of the line of collimation. We first start from the face left observation, then target the total station towards the back of the prism to get the bearing reading. Set the bearing reading as shown in the display, which is 124 degree, 23 seconds and 23 minutes and 45 seconds. So by pressing the button of the total station. So the bearing reading is set once the display shows set. So once the bearing is set, it will show the distance which as shown in the procedure, which is 14.088 meter from the total station to the back of the prism. Then set the distance reading as well. Next, turn the total station towards the clock side motion towards another prism station. Target the total station towards the prism at the 4 station and get the reading of the 4 bearing. So the 4 bearing reading shown in the display, which is 155 degree, 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Then get the reading of the distance, which is 13.811 meter, by pressing the button. Next, rotate the total station to get the face right observation.
Face right observation. First, the total station was changed face to the right and target to the prism at back station to get a setback bearing for the face right. Second, the button was pressed to get the angle set by entering the bearing value, and we will obtain the measure distance and angle set. Next, the total station was turned in a clockwise to the target prism at the 4th station and get the reading for bearing for face right. And the last procedure is the button was pressed to get the measure distance. This is the data collection. So based on the figure 1, the bearing and distance are given. So we should find the latitude and the departure. So the formula of the latitude is distance cos theta, and formula for departure is distance sin theta. Calculation of the latitude and departure. So departure, line UT we got negative 357.3236. Line TS we got 3296.3114, and line SV we got 254.6017, and line VU we got 372.1231. Next, the calculation of the latitude. First, line UT, we got negative 72.2258. Line TS, we got 218.8158. And line SV, we got 144.8855. And line VU, we got negative 291.5604. So this is the table from the calculation. So the sum of the distance is 1477.23 meter. For departure is 0.0898, and for the latitude is negative 0.0849.
Okay, so after we have find the latitude and the departure, we have to do the equation. So the formula for equation is root open bracket EL close bracket to the power of 2 plus open bracket ED close bracket to the power of 2, and it is okay. So we put the points in the formula that we have looked at, and so root open bracket negative 0.0085 close bracket power of 2 plus open bracket 0.0898 close bracket to the power of 2. So the sum that we got from the points that we have just inserted into the formula is 0.124 meter. Okay, so after we have find the closure, we have to find the precision. So the precision is, the formula for the precision is E closure over perimeter. So we took the sum that we got from the E closure, which is 0.124 meter over 1477.23. So the answer that we got from the formula that we have do earlier is 8.3941 plus 10 and negative 5.
Okay, let's do the adjustment. To do the adjustment, we need to balance the latitude and departure using the Bodish rule method. First, we need to do the correction in latitude and correction in departure. In order to do the correction in departure, we need to follow this formula. The error of the departure times with the distance, the total should be divided by the total perimeter. Same goes as correction in latitude, whereby the error in latitude times by the distance divided by the total perimeter. So these are the results we get for the each lines. Next, adjustment we need to do for the departure is, once we get the correction in departure, we need to minus the value of the the initial departure value with the correction in departure of each line. Then we will get the adjusted value of the departure. Same goes to the correction in latitude. In order to get the adjusted latitude value, we need to subtract the initial latitude value with the correction in latitude to get the adjusted reading of the latitude. So once we get all this latitude, as we can see here, it results all the adjusted latitude and adjusted departure. Once we're done to get the adjusted departure and latitude, we need to put all the values in the table to show the adjustment calculations. So here we can see once we total up the latitude and the departure, we will get the value 0. This means the whole calculations is balanced now. In conclusion, I would like to summarize the balancing of latitude and departure in close traverse. As we can see here, first we need to analyze the data collected to get all the bearing readings and distance measurements. So first we need to calculate the latitude and the departure by using the formula given here. So once we get all the values of latitude and departure, we need to total up the values of the distance of the latitude and departure in each line. If there is a value in the sum of latitude and departure, we need to do an adjustment. So before that, find the E-closure by the formula given here and followed by the precision. Now do the adjustment by using the Bodish rule method. Do the correction in latitude and departure by using the formula. Once done with the correction in latitude and departure, do the necessary adjustment by subtracting the initial value of the latitude and departure with the correction value of latitude and departure. So once the balance the latitude and departure by total of the value of the adjusted latitude and departure. So the final value should be 0 once we total up the adjusted latitude and adjusted departure. So hence the close traverse is balanced out.